Now, if you're as old as I am and a bit of a game show junkie, then you probably remember that really fun one from the 80s called Press Your Luck. Remember that? Contestants would answer questions and earn an opportunity to win cash or prizes by hitting a buzzer to freeze the game board. And whatever lit up, they won. But if you hit a whammy, which is like a little red devil, all your earnings would go away. So you wanted to do all that you could to avoid a whammy. And the contestants would often say, as the squares on the board were flashing around randomly, "No whammy, no whammy, no whammy." And then when they were ready to hit the buzzer, they'd say, "Stop!" Well, that game show is a lot like life in the fact that we want to do everything we can to avoid whammies. And here in today's proverb, we don't just have a whammy, we have a double whammy. It says in Proverbs 10:18, "The one who conceals hatred has lying lips, and whoever utters slander is a fool." You see, hatred can hit you with a double whammy. It can drive you to be a liar, and it can drive you to be a slanderer. Have you ever hated somebody but was nice to their face? Well, you shouldn't hate anybody, but nevertheless, you weren't being true in that moment. Your lips lied. You didn't speak with integrity of the heart. You added lying to your hatred and concealed your hatred. That's a whammy. And then there are other times, particularly behind their back, you don't conceal your hatred then. No, you vent your hatred, and often your hatred drives you to slander that person, to say false and hurtful things about them. Listen, that's a whammy too. So hatred, whether you conceal it and deceive people or vent it and slander people, it's a double whammy. So you should avoid hatred at all costs, right? In fact, Jesus said in Matthew 5, "You've heard it said, you shall love your neighbor and hate your enemy. But I say to you, love your enemies and pray for those that persecute you, so that you may be sons of your Father who's in heaven." So beloved, don't press your luck with hate. No whammy, no whammy. Stop. Change begins in you.
The Change Begins in You is brought to you in part by Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville, Patrick Allen Companies, Mitchell Tire and Wrecker in Collinsville, and Mowdy Cabinetry.